Hey everyone, Sebastian here. Welcome to episode 22 of me learning game development. Let's just hop right into it because I wanted to be in bed already, even though it is only 10:23. I wanted to be in bed early, so let's just do a. I'm just gonna learn one thing or two things, um, and then that will be the end of the episode. And then hopefully I will wake up early tomorrow so that I can record a longer episode. All right, let's get it.
So in our game, I'm going to go back to the 2D view at the top here. This is where we can change from script view to 2D. Let's add a new node. So let's hit the plus sign. Let's add a static, which is going to be invisible. We can now play. And there we go. Our player now gently lands on the collider, and we can move around using the arrow keys and jump with the spacebar. Now, our player is currently a bit too fast, and I think his jump is a bit too high, so let's modify our script to change that. Let's close our game, go into our script,
Yippee!
and at the top here, there are two constants that we can modify, our speed as well
Amazing.
as our jump velocity. So I'm going to set the speed to something less like 130, and the jump velocity to say negative 300. And now when we play, it looks and feels a lot better. So our player is moving around, but currently there's not much to look at. So let's build a world to explore. World building.
Really? He's gonna do it this early? He's not even gonna have the sprite turn when you go in a certain direction? Okay, whatever.
1.0. So to build our world, let's begin by removing our collider here. We're going to build an actual ground for him to stand on. And let's instead
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
add a tilemap node. So let's press new node and search for tilemap. Now, the most common way to create levels in 2D is by using tiles. In other words, we build our game world by
Yes.
drawing different tiles onto a grid.
Uh-huh.
This is a great way to work because we can create a lot of varied levels using just a few tiles. The tile assets we use to paint are normally packed together into one big image, just like our player was. This is called the tile set. So the tile set is a collection of tiles that we can
Wow.
use to paint from, and the tile map that we just created is the node we use to paint these tiles into our world. So to start painting on our tile
Very
map, we need to
cool.
add a tile set.
Very
So in our
cool.
inspector under tile set, we'll create a new tile set. And if we press it here, we get to configure some things about it. The main thing you want to make sure is set correctly is the tile size. The tile set in our asset does indeed have 16 by 16 pixel tiles, so we'll just leave that as is. Now at the bottom here, you can see that we have two tabs. We have the tile set and tile map.
Honestly, yeah, this seems like pretty easy. It's built in already. It seems pretty, yeah, pretty simple. And the fact that it's built in makes it really easy. I don't think it's built in Unity or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think it is built in Unity. Yeah, so that's a bonus. All right, I was trying to have some eloquent thought there, but I just ended up saying the same thing like twice, like two things twice, two different things twice, and then I did it again. Nice.
So before we can start painting with our tile map, let's go into our tile set and configure this properly. The main thing we want to do is
I
drag.
think there are just too many buttons though. Like some of these buttons you should be able to get rid of, surely. Like surely you don't need all of these buttons. Maybe have the buttons that you're only going to use like 5% of the time somewhere else, you know? And why do there need to be so many tabs down here? Like this is
Again, our tile set asset. So let's go into
kind of
our
ridiculous.
assets folder
I think it's a little
under
ridiculous.
sprites and drag in the world tileset.png. It's going to ask us if we would like to automatically create tiles in the atlas. We do, so let's press yes. And now let's make some more room here and we can zoom in to view it.
That's so cool. Wait, what?
And as you see the team to use to styles. Great. We're going 1.0 actual ground for him. He is by user since removing our collect. For currently, there's not much.
Ah, I see. I see. I see. That's fine. Bam, bam. Okay, I don't understand why you need to do that. What? The fudge? I see. I see. Like, do you really need this? Quick load, load? Like, do these buttons really need to be here? I feel like it would be easier if you just... Okay. I feel like it would be easier if it was just automatically like this, and then these buttons were just here. Like, why? Whatever, whatever, whatever. I hope I can set defaults because I'm gonna have a lot of defaults set if that's the case. Okay, let me actually articulate my thought a little bit more clearly. I hope you can set defaults in this program so I can I hope I can set defaults in this program to save a lot of time. Because this just looks like too much. This, yeah, it just looks like there are way too many buttons and unnecessary buttons and buttons put in unnecessary places. But I could be wrong, I guess. Wow, very cool. Insane. Hold shift to create big tiles. Hold control to create multiple tiles. What? Hold shift to create big tiles. I don't know what that. Hold shift to create big tiles? What the fudge does that even mean, bro? Whatever.
To look at. So let's build a world to remove just a few of tiles. We click drag create tiles in the atlas. We do, so let's press yes. And now let's make some more room here and we can zoom in to view it. And as you can see, it's actually gone ahead and automatically detected the grid cells that have tiles. If for some reason it's made an error, we can always use our eraser here to remove tiles. In this case here, it thinks that the top of the palm tree is a bunch of different tiles. I'm going to use the eraser to get rid of these and instead go out of the erase mode and then hold down shift while clicking and dragging to turn this into one big tile. It's also split up the trees into 3 different tiles.
Oh.
But in this case, it's actually something that we want because it allows us to create trees of varying heights. I'll show you this once we start painting.
Okay.
Other than that, I think it looks good. So with this tile,
Okay. Interesting. Sure. No? Oh, wait. I guess. Sure. Got it. Okay. Fair.
Set up, we can now go to our tile map and start painting. Make sure that the scene has the select tool and that the tile map has the paint tool enabled.
Okay.
And now let's simply select a tile and start painting it in. If you make a mistake, you can always right click to remove. So I'm just going to fast forward through me drawing out the level here. As you can see, I begin by blocking out the most
Ah!
Build custom industrial machines in days.
actually something that we want because it allows us to create drawing
And it
out the
went
level
back,
here.
really? It really went back. Okay. Nice. Nice, sure. I guess. Let's just do a thing, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Wow, crazy. You know what? Let's even make another level. That's insane. Never been done before. You know, let's do like let's do like a one of these, you know? Wow, crazy. All right. I also have to how do I exit out of this? Can I just do this? How do I go back into it? Oh, I see. I have to reselect. Okay. That makes sense. What did he do? 300? Sure, let's do 100. I guess that's fine. And let's save that, and then let's try it out. Oh, it doesn't have collision. Okay. It doesn't have collision. So I'm assuming we do a static body. And then we do a okay, collision shape. Then we do a okay. Then we do a square. Okay, never mind. He's going to tell me
As you
how
can see,
to
I
do
begin
it.
by blocking out the most essential game parts, leaving in room for gameplay objects like moving platforms and enemies. And then only once I'm finished with that, I start decorating. A nifty trick here is that you can select multiple tiles at once to paint in more than one, and you can always go into select mode in order to select large chunks and move them.
Poggers.
Now once I'm ready to start decorating, let me just show you the cool trick with the trees here.
Insane.
So let's say we want to add a tree here at the top. Well, then we can actually just paint the bottom then choose how tall we want the tree to be, and then paint the top. So that's one of the advantages of working
Wow.
with tiles, is that we can also make individual elements really, really
That's
flexible.
crazy.
So once you're happy with the level, let's just go ahead and press play, and our player is going to fall right off. That's because we need to add a physics layer to our tiles. To do this, we go to our tile map, go under our tile set, physics layers, and add a new layer.
Okay, I probably could have just done it all at once, not one at a
Then
time.
with this layer, we can go under our tile set, and here we need to choose what tiles belong to the physics layer, because we don't want to collide with everything in our tile map. The trees and bushes, we just want to pass right through. So let's go to paint here, and the property that we want to paint is the physics layer 0 we just created. And now we can access because to our tiles. To do this, we go to our tile map, go under our tile set, physics layers, and add a new layer. Then with this layer, we can go under our tile set, and here we need to choose what tiles belong to the physics layer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is not the most intuitive engine. I do have to say.
Because we don't want to collide with everything in our tile map. The trees and bushes, we just want to pass right through. So let's go to paint here, and the property that we want to paint is the physics layer 0 we just created. And now we can actually, we want to pass right through. So let's go to paint here, and
Okay.
the property that we want to paint is the physics layer 0 we just created. And now we can actually go ahead and paint onto our tiles these physics settings. So I'm simply going to paint this onto all the different solid tiles. And if you make a mistake and want to remove a tile, we go here, select clear, and now we can paint with no physics.
That. What? Why is that in a drop down? Why is there not? What?
Or we can go back.
Okay. Yeah, this is not that intuitive. Clear. Okay, it's C. Edit points to tool. What does this do? Nothing. I guess C. Sure. What is this down here? I don't even know what that is. Oh, is it like snow? Okay.
Back to the default tile shape, which is the entire tile, and 6. Or we can go back to the default tile shape, which is the entire tile, and paint with that, or simply hit F to do that. So C and F are the shortcuts here.
What?
Now,
Okay.
there are also some tiles that we do want physics on, but where we need the collider to only be on part of the tile, such as
Well, you painted these two?
our bridge here. So if I zoom in on our
This is
bridge,
just a
you
learning
can see that if I
project
just
anyway.
paint physics onto these, it doesn't look right. Instead, we need to go in and only paint a partial collider. So over here on the left, we can actually modify these colliders to exactly suit our needs. We can even add and remove points by clicking and right-clicking. But in this case, 4 points will do just fine, and that's a good shape for a collider. Then we can paint these onto the 3 different tiles. And then for the next one here, we can configure it. This slants up a bit. I'm going to paint that on as well. And then for the final one.
Huh. Okay. Sure. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Clear. Clear. Whatever. Whatever. Can I not zoom in? Guess not. Oh, there you go. It's if I do control, it zooms in. Nice. Why can't I make this perfectly level here? Like, I just want this to be a line. Oh, great. Nice. Okay. Like, I want this to be perpendicular, or I want it to just be a perfect line. I don't want it to like have these little deviations. I guess it doesn't really matter for now. Sure. Okay. I could have another line, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. Perfect.
Here, let's go ahead and make that go in the opposite direction. And here you actually want to be pretty precise whenever you have an overlap of the colliders here. I think that looks pretty good. This helps avoid that our character gets stuck.
I see. Okay. Reference point. There you go. A little higher. Perfect. Okay. How do I edit? No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Nice. I just want to grab this one. Whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. Bing, bang, bong. And maybe on the bottom too. Yep, perfect. Now I have to redo this. That's Kinda not. Bro, what the fudge? Okay, whatever. Whatever. It does seem a little annoying that
I'm also going to take the tile map and drag it
you can't edit it. You can't, like, edit what's already there. Do you get what I mean? Delete points, edit points, delete points. Yeah, I just want to select this. I don't want to actually,
to the very top so that we can
yeah, I don't want to actually set this thing to the new one. You know what I mean? Whatever.
always find it. And now when we play, we are indeed colliding with our environment.
Wow. Sure.
Awesome. Now we probably want our camera to follow the player because he's currently just running off the screen. So I'm going to make some room here. I'm going to take the camera 2D and simply drag it under the player. Making it a child of the player means that it will just automatically follow the player node.
Sure.
I'm also going to make sure that the camera is still positioned right on top of the player. And we can even turn on position smoothing to really smooth out our camera follow. So I'm going to enable position smoothing on the camera with a default speed of 5 pixels. And now when we play, as you can see, our camera smoothly follows our player.
Wow. That's really easy, actually. But I guess that's kind of true for any game engine, so I don't know why I'm, like, surprised. Let's try it without position smoothing. Oh, I forgot. It doesn't actually enable, WASD, which is nice. Okay, what the fudge? Okay, it does do it on press and not release. I'm just... Ah! Nice. Now let's try it with position smoothing. Oh, that is so nice. That's actually so nice. Wow, yeah, that feels so nice. I thought I would have to write a bunch of code for this, but I guess not.
Awesome. So now we have a first draft of our game world, but so far everything is stuck to the grid. Let's start adding some dynamic and moving elements, such as platforms. Platforms, some that move and some that don't.
Alright, that's it for this episode. That should have been episode 22 of me learning game development. And you will all see me tomorrow. Thank you for watching.